Well, that escalated quickly. Like, damn, I did not expect to see all the events that took place in this episode. You could tell that we're getting into the final episodes of the Black Moon arc, especially with this episode, because Wiseman didn't reveal his entire motive, but he starts making his move. We come to find out what is going on with the planet. We get to see Chibi Usa captured in space-time. Tuxedo Mask is also captured at the end of the episode. And then also, you have it to where a dude that was working with the Black Moon gets killed because he was about to run off, so Wiseman kills him. And then on top of that, you have it to where Neo Queen Serenity takes over Sailor Moon's body and starts using the legendary Black Crystal to break space and time. So, quite a bit of things actually happen in this week's episode of Sailor Moon. And give or take, depending on how much you like it when it comes to all the events that happen, you're going to enjoy this episode. And when it came to this episode, I was like, holy crap, all the different things that was going on in this episode, because I just didn't expect to see all these events at once. Because judging by how Sailor Moon has been a very decently paced series that's on the slow side, and it feels like an old 1990s type series. And with this episode, it felt like the pacing went like, woo! Just like, damn, or just a very action-packed chapter when this was a manga, just one or the other. So yeah, getting on to the point, this week's episode of Sailor Moon was pretty damn good. Like, I love the episode on different reasons. Getting to see how Neo Queen Serenity is, and getting to see kind of how she acted when Sailor Moon is, like, older. When Sailor Moon's older, that's kind of how she's gonna be, when Neo Queen Serenity. And Neo Queen Serenity was kind of laying down the law and pretty much telling Wiseman, your entire mode and what you're doing is wrong, giving him a smackdown, and being able to use the power of the legendary crystal. And damn, just damn. And that's something I want to bring up, okay? So with this episode, the legendary crystal can go and break space-time. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the phone. Like, what the fuck? So, a legendary crystal, well, I know it's the legendary crystal. It's very strong, and it's like one of the main things that enemies or villains try to go after in each individual arc from what we have seen. But this legendary crystal can break space and time. My god, like, anyone want to say how OP this legendary crystal is? Like, my fucking god, like, it causes people to live forever, kind of, get thousands of fucking years without aging, and then you have it to where, now with this reveal, it can break even space and time. Like, bro, what, bro, whoa, whoa, and then it activates and allows Sailor Moon and the Sailor Guardians to power up, while the malefic Black Crystal is right next to them. So it just goes to show you how strong this legendary crystal is, just to be able to do something like that. My god, the power of the legendary crystal. No wonder people want to get their hands on it. Like, we get a really good example why villains want to get their hands on it. So, besides that, we kind of get some backstory or characterization of Wiseman with this episode of Sailor Moon. We come to find out that Wiseman a long time ago, a very long time ago, when, the Crystal Tokyo was still fine and dandy, you had to where Wiseman appeared, and he was, like, born with the evil eye, and he wasn't born human, he was a human, but he had, like, this evil eye or whatever it was, and he destroyed Crystal Tokyo. But since he was human, Sailor Moon, or Neo Queen Serenity, couldn't kill him, because he was, in fact, human. So she cast him aside and exiled him to Nemesis, the planet Nemesis. So we're starting to understand what exactly happened here and why Nemesis is like it is. And so it seems like Wiseman has been waiting for hundreds of years before he can make his move against Queen Serenity. It's very obvious after this episode. And as it continued on, you come to find out that there's something very fishy going on when it comes to the prince that Wiseman advises, because at the end of the episode, the prince opens up like an eye, an evil eye, and if I'm correct in the backstory of Wiseman, he also had the evil eye. So there's two things I will assume that's going on, and this is just theory crafting. It has a possibility of being wrong. But I want to either A, assume that since the prince is able to use the wise eye, and, Wiseman is, or wise eye, whoa, I just realized the fuck up there, is able to use the evil eye, and Wiseman is giving him, like, information and support and counseling, it makes me assume that maybe the prince is the son or great-great-grandson of Wiseman. Possibility. Or you have it to where Wiseman is manipulating the prince, which is a very obvious one. That's even more obvious. And probably taking over his body. Possibility. It's a possibility. I mean, look, we saw Neo Queen Serenity having taken over, like, Sailor Moon's body. What if, you know, the prince's body is like a younger version of Wiseman? And from the past. I mean, hey, this arc has dealt with the past and future type events, so it's a possibility that maybe the prince is actually Wiseman from his younger days, and Wiseman's trying to take over his body. Possibility. So one or the other is going on with this week's episode of Sailor Moon. Overall, though, a very good episode from start to finish, in my personal opinion, and I enjoyed seeing what was going down. So tell me your thoughts. How do you feel about this week's episode of Sailor Moon? Are you hyped up to see what's going to happen next? How do you feel about this arc becoming very explosive this week? Love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.